This is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a get ready with me today. It's not really a full makeup tutorial because this isn't something new. I've done this look before, just not with the same colors. So I'm just going to kind of chat with you guys while I do my makeup. I'm going to start priming with my Smashbox, the original Photofinish Smooth and Blur Primer. So I'm going to use just a little bit more than I normally do. I usually put this stuff just in generally my problem areas, so like my T-zone, wherever you would have a lot of pores, but I'm just going to smooth it all over. I am going in with my Tarte Founcealer today because I want my skin to have a little bit kind of more of a natural glowy appearance instead of, you know, caked on makeup look. But just kind of more of a glowy. And the eyeshadow, I think I'm going to contour the eye, but I'm just going to put a pop of sparkly color on the lid. I might do two, we'll see. And another kind of side note, other than my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, I'm not really using any brushes. Like, I'm going to use Morphe brushes and stuff, so if I know what they are, I'll probably talk about it. But I'm not really going to focus on the brushes as much today as opposed to the makeup. And just kind of chat. I'm going to mix, I've got two shades of my Founcealer, so I'm going to mix my 35G Medium Golden and my 42 Tan Neutral. So I'm just going to put a pump of each on my sponge, and just because, I'm just going to pop on some of my Hollywood Flawless filter underneath, and I'm not even going to like smooth it out first. I'm just going to put it on my face. I don't think I've done this before, but this will just kind of add to the glow that I want. And under eye circles are fairly dark today because we had a really late night. It was a fun night, but we went out, we did our usual thing. We went to karaoke, but we enjoyed going with one of Chad's coworkers. So it was actually, instead of just us, it was actually, you know, different because we had somebody new to chat with. So it was fun. And for some reason, it wasn't even a full moon yesterday, but there were a lot of people at the place we go to, and usually there's nobody. So yeah, it was weird. A lot of new people. That shade seems so light for me right now. It just covered up my forehead. My forehead was so tan, and now it's so not. But yeah, so this is just going to be a quick summer look. We are going to a barbecue. It seems like every time I have a get ready with me, we're going to a barbecue. This is to celebrate Chad's Baba, which is his grandma. And I don't think her birthday is this weekend. Technically, it's next weekend, but usually everybody is gone for the July 1st weekend, so we'll celebrate it this time. I'm just finishing tapping the product into my skin. Remember, I know I say this time and time again, but when you're using a makeup sponge, you never want to swipe it. You always want to just pounce it or tap it into your skin. And I find that when I use a brush for any foundation, it doesn't even matter what kind, you seem to get more full coverage, but at the same time, you can see the foundation sitting on your skin. But when I find I use my sponge, you have to dampen it, so it is a little wet, but it doesn't seem to cover as fully, but it does give a more natural appearance because the moisture from the sponge is basically also going onto your skin, and the sponge also soaks up some of the product, so it just gives you a really nice, natural, and radiant finish. And these Real Techniques sponges are fairly affordable. I know you can get them on Amazon, but you can get them from Walmart too. And this is like fairly early for me to do my makeup right now, so I still have my coffee. That's good. It's only my second cup. I've been trying to limit my caffeine intake, so I only have maximum 2 cups a day. And I got lazy and I stopped doing my iced coffee that I was making for myself, because in this coffee I actually don't add any sugar. I just have a little bit of cream, and that's it, because I can't stand black coffee, and plus anything dark like that, it darkens your teeth and stains your teeth. So I try to stay away from black coffee. Another option is if you drink it through a straw, but Can't drink hot coffee through a straw. That'd be weird. Okay, so the skin looks really, really nice. It looks nice and glowy and very natural and radiant. Everything that my skin is not, because not only did I not get enough sleep, but I feel like my skin wasn't hydrated enough because, yeah, no sleep, stayed up late. So all of the things you're not supposed to do. I did drink lots of water though last night, but still. Alright, so I am going to go in with my e.l.f. color corrector. This is specifically for dark under eye circles. And all I do is I put the product where I need it, and then I don't really blend it out. I just kind of keep it there. So it looks weird right now, but in a minute, I just tap the sponge on top of the product. And if it disappears or it shifts around, it's okay. I'm still putting concealer on top, and I think I've said this before, but this isn't the best color corrector. Not that I've used another color corrector, but still. Okay, so now I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer, not just concealer. This is the shade 360 in Cashmere. I'm gonna bronze today, so I'm just gonna do the under eye. And I don't really want to over product either, because it just looks so unnatural when you have tons of powder and product all over your face. And I don't really want a matte look. I am going in with my Jeffree Star Magic Star powder, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of second guessing myself because it gives you a really nice matte finish, and I don't want a matte finish. But I think if I just apply like a really small amount of powder, it might be okay, because I know the Magic Star powder and even concealer, they leave a really nice base, like your under eye looks really good. So I'm going to try. I'm not even using, like, I'm not going to talk about these brushes, you guys, because they're my kind of no-name brushes. So I am using a darker powder. It is the banana shade, and I'm just going to put the smallest amount. I usually like setting my eyelids a little bit more because they still crease with concealer on them. And I guess I'll focus on my under eye, but then everywhere else is just going to get like the smallest amount of powder. And just look up while you're powdering your under eye. And I'm just tapping the brush on my skin as opposed to like swiping it like I do if I put a lot of powder on, because I don't want the foundation or the concealer or anything to move around. And I think this will allow for a little bit of that glow to kind of shine through still. I'm usually used to going in with like a really big powder brush to do this part, but I like this small brush. I feel like a professional. For bronzer, I'm just going to use kind of this like fluffier brush. For a bronzer, it's nice to either use like a dual fiber, so something that has two fibers where it doesn't pick up too much product, because then you never over product. But this is just a fluffy brush. I'm just going to use my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette. I've really been enjoying this palette since I purchased it. And I'm going to start with my cheeks and just kind of gently bronze up my face. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm bronzing is I apply product to my nose, but then I drag it down my cheek, because that is where the sun naturally hits me first. And then of course the forehead, because that is usually where I tan first. Not that I sit out in the sun anymore and tan, I used to, but I do a lot of outside work, and even with sunscreen on I still seem to tan. So I don't really want to overdo it. I don't want any noticeable lines, I just want a nice seamless bronzy finish. So I'm not contouring. You can see I've got no contour on my cheek at all. And sometimes it's something that you want, sometimes it isn't. So today is one of those isn't days. So I'm using a smaller fluffy brush now to apply my blush. I'm using my Tarte Life After Party blush palette. I feel like this one's underrated because it was on sale forever on the Sephora site, and I actually really enjoy it. I use it quite often. So just a little bit of product on the cheeks for me today. And like usual, I just kind of swipe my brush in all of the three blush colors. So there is a highlight in this palette, and then there is a bronze, but bronze doesn't seem to be very dark, and the highlight's like too dark of like color for a highlight for me. If I'm going to highlight, I like a really bright highlight. So I'm going to put a little bit of this blush on my chin, a little bit on the cheeks, nothing crazy, and that is it for that. And then we might as well go in with our highlight. So I'm going to use my Mary Lou because I haven't used her for a long time. So this is by the Balm Cosmetic. This is one of the first highlighters I ever purchased after my Stila Heaven's Hue, and I love this one. It's the perfect champagne color. It's not too overpowering, but for my skin tone, it is perfect. I just pop a little bit on the cheek, a little bit on the nose. Again, today's not like a crazy makeup day, so I don't want to over product. And I'll probably leave this out to highlight the eye area after. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do brows. I think I'm just going to use my Anastasia products. So it will be my Brow Wiz in medium brown, my Dip Brow Pomade in taupe, and then clear brow gel over top. We skipped the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade just to have a little bit more of a minimalist brow. So I'm just going to spray my face with my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. Very, very quick, just to kind of mesh all of the makeup on my face together for a seamless finish. And then next we are going in with shadow. So I'm going to use my Tarte. I'm just going to call it my pineapple palette because honestly I can't even remember the name of it, and there's no name on the back. It just has like the colors of the, you can't even see that. It's basically just got the colors of the shadow on the back. So like, isn't this so pretty though? This came out at holiday. It was Christmas, and I found it on sale for like $20 or 25 bucks, and I was like, yes, I need it. So I'm just gonna go in with colors today. I'm gonna start with a crease shade, and then I'm probably gonna use this to start off my crease, and then this dark brown to darken it up. But on the lid, I'm either going to do this green color or this blue color, and this blue one has like different light reflection particles in it, so it doesn't end up looking blue, it looks like a different color. But I'm just going to use like a mesh of those two colors and see what comes out. So again, use a random brush, start off with my transition color here, and in the crease I'm just going to bring it up a tiny bit, a little bit higher than what I normally do, and just make little tiny circles in the crease. And this is really going to be a quick step because I'm not really focusing on this step, and I'm not really too concerned about how blended out this shade is. And now with that color, because I didn't realize that it was actually quite a bit darker than what I have on my lid right now, I'm going to take an even fluffier brush. I'm just going to take this really light shade here. It's almost like this pink, light pink skin color, and just quickly buff out the top of that color. So this should completely match with my eye skin color, and it just manages to blend out that shade. We can actually go in right away with that darker shade. I found a flat, fluffy brush, so I'm actually going to go in with this dark brown matte shade now. I'm just going to put a tiny bit on my brush, tap it off really, really well, and then just put a little bit on the outer corner. And at this point, I'm just kind of packing on the color, not really blending it. We'll go back in with the previous brush and blend it, just packing it on the outside corner only. And it looks like it's going on really dark right now, but once we blend it, it won't be that dark. Okay, so we're going to go back in. Actually, I'm going to take that fluffy brush I used to blend up out here and just kind of delicately go over the edges first. And then we'll take that first brush we used and just blend in the crease. So now we have that dark outer transition, which is perfect. And then I was going to go in with a brush, but I think I'll use my finger. So I'm just going to go in with that blue shade first and see what it looks like. So it's here. I think it is like a color changing. It looks blue in the pan, but I don't think it'll be blue in my eye. I could be wrong. It's very subtle, but it's not overpowering, but it gives a really pretty look. I think you'd have more of a color payoff if you went in with like a wet brush and put on the color, but I think I'm just going to do this today and just highlight the inner corner with my highlighter after. So next I'm going to go in with the green and just blend it into the smoky on the outside there, the smoky brown. So I'm just putting the green right next to the blue. So I'm going to take a liner brush dip it into that really dark shade, that dark brown that we use. And I'm going to press it into the lower lash line. And I'm not doing like a crazy line here. I'm just going to stick to the outer half of the eye. And then we'll go in with the green shade and just kind of blow it out a little bit. So I'm going to take a large pencil brush, tap it into the green shade, tap off the brush, and just apply it to the lower lash line and smoke it out a bit. I might just go in now with fluffy brush, just kind of blend out that lower lash line a bit. And then we'll go in with that dark shade once more, the dark brown, tap off the brush, and just apply a dab on the outside corner there, just to give the eye a little bit more dimension. And that is it. That is it. I'm not touching my eyes anymore. So I'm going to take another small little brush and I'm going to go in with my highlighter shade and I'm going to apply a little bit underneath the brow here. The inner corner. Then I'm going to pile on mascara. So I am going to be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Feline Mascara in Black is Black. And we'll be right back and I will show you what I decided to use for lip color. Alrighty, so mascara is all done. And I was gonna put just a lip gloss on my lips, but I'm gonna actually do full lips. I'll use my Morphe lip pencil in Love Bite just to overline my lips a bit. I'm not being very precise at all right now. And then I'm just gonna tap the cream lipstick, which is in Flirt, and just tap it onto my lip. And then I'm going to top it with the gloss, and this is the shade Boho. And that is it for the completed look. So just so the eyeshadow kind of stays put, I did spray my Milani Make It Last setting spray on top, and that is the completed look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was very quick, but I actually like the color combination. I like every now and then doing a little quick crease contour and then adding like a sparkle shade on top and kind of keeping minimal, because if you add too many colors, sometimes it just doesn't look good. So you guys have a fantastic day and a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you very soon.